like to give you a little bit of training on how to work with bullet points. Particularly, this is for using Google Slides, but a very similar system is used for Google Docs, Word, PowerPoint. All of these systems are somewhat similar. And when you're space constrained, sometimes you have to play around with your formatting just a little bit to get things to work right. So, first of all, I put a very small gap in between my heading and my next level. I used a spacing of size 4. And so I would probably do the same thing down here so that I'm consistent and I'm using up my space as efficiently as possible. But you still need some sort of a gap between here, your heading, and your title. The next thing is in your bullet list. You have a lot of control over that. You highlight it and look at the format button. You can go to your format options. And again, this is Google Drive, um, Google Slides, but it's very similar in a lot of others. And you'll see all these things that you can work with. You can work with size and rotation, position, text fitting, and the like. And we're going to look at text fitting. How do I fit my text in this box? And I've highlighted my bullet point, and you can see I can change my indent. I'll make it a 0.5. Ooh, that's very obvious that it's indented, but it's going to waste a lot of space and I won't have as much room for my writing. So probably the smallest would be 0.12. That gets my dots to line up right under my letter. I think in my standard one for you, I've got it at 0.18, but you can change it a little bit as you need to. And then hanging is how far this is put in. So again, if I make it 0.5 over here, that moves it way, way in, and I lose a lot of useful space. And again, the smallest might be 0.12. I think I've given you 0.18 in the standard. Okay, but I'll change it back to 0.12 for right now. And then you would have to do the same thing on these if it happened to be different. You do want them to be the same. Okay, and now you can see it gives you a little bit more room to do some writing. And now if I need to, I can maybe get 2 lines out of this one and get 1 or 2 lines here and 1 or 2 lines here. And it still fits just barely, but it fits. Okay. The other thing you can do is you can change the size of your text. Now, this size is set. It's fixed. It's 16. You don't get to change the section number size. That's there on purpose so that screen readers can see it well. This one's a little bit smaller at 14. These can go 1 to 2 sizes smaller. You might make them 13 and do the same thing here. Those are already 13. And you can see you can get a pretty nice fit out of this. So you're able to get a fair amount of text in there. All right. So that's how you work with bullet lists in in Google Slides. One other thing is you can take a look at those, and I think that's under format here, bullet numbering. You can change it to a numbered list or bullet points with various different types of things. I caution you against getting too fancy. It sort of makes it hard to read. So the standard, just little bullet points, is the most common, and it's fairly simple to read. So there you go, bullet lists.